Last year, we received an email in November saying that they were looking for a manufacturer who is capable of supplying lot lengths for vintage cars. As the email described, it's truly hard because it's impossible to find any original lighting accessories for vintage cars, as those cars were produced and assembled decades ago. The production lines for accessories has stopped working and been replaced. The only way is to seek possible solutions to replicate the lens. In the message, it also mentioned that they practiced vacuum forming. However, it turned out that the lens produced by vacuum forming were extremely thin and with plenty of imperfections, which was definitely insufficient for use or business sales. So they came to us for assistance and advice. When people try to fix vintage cars, usually they demand only a small quantity. From the angle of production, to fix vintage cars, it seems better to work with manufacturers who use custom machining, relying on experience of actual production in the past 20 years, and a comprehensive understanding of skills and techniques. Yes, we can provide proper solutions to fabricate a small amount of lot lengths through a different method from batch production and deliver qualified final products. Injection molding is the method to produce larger amount of lengths by car manufacturers. The method injects liquid material through a mold to cause a lens shape. The total cost is very high. Apparently, this is not suitable or proper to use for restoration of vintage cars. Alternatively, there is another option for small demand, vacuum casting. This method allows to fabricate small quantities with good price, and the final products can also provide good transmission. This is usually chosen for tests for lens during car developing. Now we use it for restoration of old cars. Vacuum casting fabrication starts from CNC milling. That's because it needs a master for later casting process. The beginning of this complicated production is to machine a big size of acrylic plate, following with CNC program. After the outer shape of the lens is machined by milling, the parts will be fully polished to crystal clear gray, which is done manually by our experienced craftsmen. The entire process which it shows is to make the master that will be used to make silicon mold as well. Similar to injection molding as I mentioned before in this video, vacuum casting also needs molds to cut impure materials. Additionally, the internal air needs to be extracted before starting processing. Eventually, the new workpiece created from silicon mold are exactly the same from the master, which made this method to be very economic to duplicate lens for restoration of vintage cars. In the field of restoration of cars, we have a lot of more other products relating to different solutions such as SLA, SLS, and milling. So if you find this topic interesting, please follow our channel and keep posting on updates. I'll see you next time.